Everyone, and welcome to the Week 9 review, Week 10 preview, your Christmas preview of the 2024-2025 season. As always, I'm your commish, aka Buzzsaw, aka Mr. 20 in a row, MG20 at this point. We are feeling it out here. Joel Gibson, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Coming fresh off a win.
Yeah, your second one.
Yeah, buddy.
It was funny because, and I hope it's not, I'm sorry, Kyle, if this is a little too behind baseball. He texted me like 10 minutes before the matchup, and he was basically like, I'm going to pull all my players in case Joel's trying some funny shit. And I was just laughing because I was like, who cares? Like, who the fuck cares, bro, between the two of you? But I love that he reached out just to tell me his evil plan. It was fantastic. I love that. With that being said, we'll start off with the champs matchup. Mr. 8-0, Mr. Undefeated, Mr. Only One with a 0 in his record, and it's in the losing column, Mr. Modest against Neiman, the number 3 team. He was 6-2. He's now 6-3. Man, I don't know. It just, it doesn't matter. I haven't even, looked at the wire yet. And I'm 8-0. 9-0. I'm 9-0. I'm knocking down the number 3 team. I do feel badly that I don't get to play Cody, so I can slap him around too and not have to worry about anybody. Hopefully that's the championship, so I can cap off this heroic season that I'm in the middle of right now. Shout out to Jimmy, get healthy. Shout out to Book, get healthy. Shout out to Draymond Green, stop putting up 0 lines. That would be fantastic. But yeah, Neiman didn't have Embiid early too.
Late.
What's that?
Or late.
Or late, indeed, or late, and it just wasn't enough. Mr. Modest takes care of business, 9-0. The champ is reigning, 20 wins in a row. Joel Gibson.
Yeah, I mean, in a battle of the 2 best NBA bigs, Jokic and Embiid, only one of them played most of it, and Jokic was a monster, and I went to that Sixers-Cavs game to watch Embiid not be there. Good win for you. Tough one for Neiman when your best player is deteriorating fast.
Absolutely, it's scary. Next matchup, we have CJ versus Matt, both 5-3. I had CJ at 4 before this. I had Matt at 6 before this. And I believe, yes, they switch in my rankings for next week. Spoiler alert, they literally switch numbers. Matt continues his streak of God knows what it is, 6 at this point. I have no idea what's happening, but Matt's team is coming on strong. I just hope he doesn't run into a buzzsaw next week.
Yeah, it's an abomination, really, but what can we do? Here Matt is with too many wins in a row. That's all I can really say about that. Dylan Brooks saved the day for Matt today. Talk about winning the ugly way.
Yeah. Don't worry, Joel. I can be your hero, baby. I can take away the pain. All right? Next matchup.
What's that?
No, I was just going to go to the next matchup. Do you have something to say about my lovely...
I was just going to say that CJ really went for it today, too. He dropped 3 players. He wanted this one bad. It's a shame.
It is a shame because CJ does... There's a good chance that by the end of next week, we might be talking about CJ back at 500 again. And he was rolling there for a while.
Oh, man. You know, that's getting me hard over here. As somebody who has CJ's pick.
Next matchup is number 5, Adam, who was 5-3, against number 8, Phil, who was 3-5. Adam gets the job done here. It's tough. It's tough for me because I don't want to go too crazy. I just wonder if I don't want to help too much. I can't. Adam, good week. Phil, and Eric, you guys are doing you, do whatever. I don't know. Adam wins.
Yeah, I think yesterday they added Spencer Dinwiddie, and then they forgot to actually put him in the rotation. So I think there was an effort made, but maybe it didn't all come together. But I'm not sure that Spencer Dinwiddie this late in the game would have been enough to get them out of this.
Yeah, and like I said, yeah, absolutely. We'll see how it goes next week. Next matchup, it was Kyle versus Joel. As we alluded to here, I had you as the number 11 over the number 12 team, and I turned out to be right. Joel picks up his second win. What an awesome victory for Joel Gibson.
11 is my lucky number. Fuck you, Kyle. I came out guns blazing. I knew you were going to sit all your players, so I was going to win no matter what. So I played motherfucking everybody. And we kicked Kyle's ass. It was very sweet. I wanted a second win. I wanted to have another win more than Kyle. This was great. If Kyle and I end up having the same bad record at the end of the year, guess what? I can be the 11 and he can be the 12.
Excellent. Glad to see all the strategy that's going on down there at 11 and 12. Next matchup is the number 10 team against Cody, who's the number 2 team. He only has one loss. He still only has one loss. You can tell by the excitement in my voice how excited I am about these nonsense games. Cody wins.
Yeah, Cody has Steven's pick, so there was some extra motivation for him to get this done. Steven's best players are not healthy, so that hurts. And Cody is a top 2 team.
Yep. By himself. Everybody else has 2 or more losses. Last matchup is Jake versus Doug. Doug wins because he's the home team. Yowza picks up that hot 5th win. That 5th win... at 5-4, one game above 500, with Phil being at 3-6. At this point, I think that almost locks Doug into a playoff spot. It's close. It's really close. But Jake made a trade this week, got his pick back. So by all means, tank away, Jake. I hope you somehow beat Joel out for flag. That would be fantastic. Yeah, that's all I got on this matchup. Tough for Doug if he was in fact, trying to tank, and now this is happening. Phil's doing whatever Phil's doing. Just tough.
Yeah, it's tough for Doug. He's a top 4 team, so I'm not upset by this. He could continue to lose games, and he still might sneak in, but he needs a lot to go right. Or he could sneak out of the playoffs.
Yeah, he could sneak out. He would want to sneak out. He'd want everybody to not see him coming and sneak out of the playoffs.
Yeah, he needs the right people to win enough games, and there's a lot of bad teams.
Yeah, and I certainly don't want to see him first round, that's for sure. A bottom 4 team tanking to get the 8 and then comes in at number 1 to play number 1. I don't want that either. So now we're getting into crazy land at this point. So we'll see how it all shakes out. With that being said, we move into Christmas week. I believe everybody has Tuesday off, Christmas Eve. I believe that's the tradition for the NBA. Mondays, full boats for everybody. So with that being said, this will be the last weird week until we get to All-Star break, which is the first round of the playoffs, which is a month long anyway. So there shouldn't be any more snafus. With that being said, we have Mr. Modest 9-0, 20 in a row, the longest streak in league history, going up against Matt, the Fantrax god. 6-3. I have him at number 4 right now. That's right, Joel Gibson. He has cracked the top 4 based on his winning and everything. I am going to trounce him, and it's going to be fantastic, and I'm going to show whose streak is bigger, if you get what I'm saying.
I think you're talking about dicks. But Matt needs a lot to go right this week. I think we are all hoping for the improbable. And, I mean, it was already improbable that we'd be rooting for Matt Hobart. But here we are, hoping on a prayer that Jonas Valanciunas and Tamari Kamara can get it done.
I think they will. I think, you know what? My depth is just not there. It's not like I'm literally housing 2 luxury stashes and taking down the third best team, with or without their best player. The fact of the matter is, Joel, I have depth, okay? I have deep depth, all right? And I'm going to continue to have deep depth as we roll along here. I'm going to win, no problem. Joel, who are you picking?
As much as I'd like to pick Aldama to light you up, I am going to pick you this week.
Wowza, number 21, working on it. Next matchup is Neiman at Adam. Now, these two have kind of been rivals. They both have 6-3 records, same as Matt. So even though Neiman lost last week, I had him at 3. I still have him at 3 this week because I believe Matt at 4 plays me, and I think I'm going to beat Matt. And the number 5 team, who happens to be Adam, 6-3, I think Neiman's going to beat Adam. I think Embiid is going to play this week. Their games are a little bit more spread out, and Neiman can put up some challenging numbers. It was a close matchup at the end of the day between Neiman and I, regardless. I know we both had injuries, but like I said, he's sneaky good, and I've said that over the past few weeks as well. Like, he continues to get wins. He's sneaky good, so I'm going to take Neiman on the road here.
It's really tough. Giannis is questionable for Monday already, but Adam also has De'Aaron Fox, who I have a lot of faith in. I'm going to go against you, and I'm going to pick Adam in this matchup. I just don't feel confident that Embiid is going to play all of his games. And Adam also has home court.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Hey, it's a toss-up between these two. I feel like it's been that way for like 4 or 5 years at this point. When these two play, we're always tossing up between the two. Next matchup is number 2, Cody, 8-1, against CJ, number 6, at 5-4. And this is what I was talking about earlier. CJ needs a win, man. And I just don't know if it's coming against Cody this week. CJ might have to again cycle healthy or heavy. And if he doesn't, he is going to be back at 500, 5-5. Boy, he might have the same record as Doug. Depending on how this week goes, he might have the same record as Doug, who's intentionally tanking. And if I'm CJ, I am terrified. I will also shout out not only... no, I'm not going to shout out. I'm going to scorn CJ Ross. How dare you drop Splash Mountain? The disrespect on his name. That being said, I'm not going to pick him up. But I will say, how dare you do that to Splash Mountain? I'm picking Cody.
I am also picking Cody, and as someone who has CJ's pick, I am watching this with great interest. CJ is plummeting, and I'd love to see him be like, the number 9 team. Give me a top 5 pick. That sounds beautiful.
You want him to play you in the consolation bracket?
Sorry.
You want him to be the 8
8
team. Yeah. I was about to say, I don't think so, Joel. I
don't want him in the consolation bracket, but he's too far. He's got too many wins. I'm saying if he were last team in the playoffs, number 8.
Uh-huh.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah. I'm
real sexy.
I'm sure it does. Next matchup is Doug at Steven. I have Doug at number 7. He's 5-4 against Steven, who is number 9 at 2-7. I think that Steven has too much heart to not play anybody. So if Doug wants to sit everybody, Steven's going to win here. Um, yeah, that's really it. It just comes down to whether or not Doug is tanking. He's not tanking. I have no idea what this man's doing at this point. The numbers are still there that he could theoretically get into the consolation bracket, but a lot of different things have to happen. CJ continuing this horrendous down that he's on. You know, we have no idea what's going to happen there at the bottom. So I'm going to pick Steven here because I think Doug still has hope.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Steven as well. If nothing else, Doug needs some of these bottom teams to win.
Yeah.
And Steven is one of these bottom teams.
Absolutely. Next matchup is Phil versus Kyle. Phil is currently number 8, Kyle number 12, the only one-win team in the league. Kyle, you've officially been eliminated. Congratulations. I just wanted to point that out because it made me laugh. Like, this is extremely early, but he's taken losses to the teams that he had to have tiebreakers against, and he just doesn't have them anymore. He's officially been eliminated. So shout out to Kyle. That being said, I think we're gonna learn a lot about like what Phil's plan is here. I like I said, I don't know what way. I don't want to give any opinions on strategy and stuff like that when it's this serious, because it's definitely an important week, and I'm in no position to give anybody anything. So with that being said, I'm gonna pick Phil to win. Yeah.
Picking Phil as well. And Eric, you know, the combo, the duo against Kyle.
Yes. 2-on-1. A menage a trois, if you will.
Yeah. I don't think Kyle was planning on winning this week, and even if he was, he'd be hard pressed to.
Yep. Last matchup is exciting. It's Joel Gibson, number 11, 2-7, against Jake, number 10, who's also 2-7. I could not sleep through this analysis of these two teams more. I hate you both for being so boring, but I respect the hustle. I will congratulate Jake on that trade this week. I did think it was a good one. Getting your picks back if you're going to tank, huge. So getting both of them back. I hate Zion anyway. Joel knows I hate Zion. Everybody knows I hate him. So for me, I thought it was a home run from Jake, and I also think Jake's going to win this matchup.
Yeah, so if Jake wants to win this matchup, he's home. He can definitely win it. If he doesn't, I'm happy to take the 10 spot. We'll see who's veteran savvy carries them in this matchup, but I will not be assisting in any way, obviously.
Right. Yeah, it's really tough, especially at these bottoms right now, of like what we can say, because then I feel like for these matchups, like if you're saying things, it could affect the next like 5 to 10 years of a team. You know what I mean? It's so tough. It's so tough. So especially in the consolation bracket, at the top, I'll talk all the shit and I'll say all the shit, but at the bottom, like, you're trying to rebuild, so I'm not gonna like cast stones, that's for sure. That being said, Merry Christmas to everybody. Ollie's second Christmas, got him a bunch of stuff. So I'm sure I'll have a lot of pictures. I'm actually like we got him this couch with a bunch of cushions that he can like build into like a pyramid. But it's like, you know, fluffy, and it came like vacuum sealed. So you got to give it like 72 hours to like, you know, blow up like a mattress or whatever, you know. So I'm doing that at the active moment. But that being said, Joel Gibson, anything else from you?
Merry Christmas, guys. See you next week.
See you next week. Under 20 again, Joel, 2 in a row.
Woo!
Let's go.